Welcome to Exam Sale. In this video we will break down the syllabus for the Fortinet NSE7 Enterprise Firewall 6.4 exam so you know exactly what to study and how each domain is weighted. Overview of the exam structure and domain weights is important before you start. Traffic control is 20%, security fabric 15%, FortiOS architecture 15%, high availability 15%, ISEC VPN 15%, dynamic routing 10%, and troubleshooting 10%. Assessment types vary from scenario-based to hands-on and conceptual tasks, and the targeted study time for each domain is included to help plan your learning. Traffic control carries 20% of the exam and is rated medium difficulty with about 12 hours of study recommended and scenario-based assessment. You will learn to configure and troubleshoot advanced firewall policies, including the difference between central NAT and policy-based NAT, and to verify policy matching and session creation. The domain covers user authentication methods like FSSO integration with Windows 80 and FortiAuthenticator, certificate-based authentication, plus application control and web filtering profiles. Practical skills include using the policy lookup tool and analyzing traffic to resolve policy and authentication issues. Security fabric is 15% of the exam, medium difficulty, and suggests about 8 hours of study with hands-on and conceptual assessment. This domain teaches the components and architecture of the Fortinet security fabric and how to register and manage downstream and upstream devices. You will implement fabric connectors and external connectors for multi-cloud integration, use topology views for monitoring, and analyze the security rating report to prioritize findings. The focus includes synchronized threat intelligence, automation, and troubleshooting device connectivity across the fabric. FortiOS architecture is 15% and labeled hard, with roughly 10 hours of study and a mix of conceptual and scenario-based assessment. Expect to learn FortiOS parallel path processing and the life of a packet through ingress, inspection, and egress stages. The domain explains the roles of control, network, and security processors, and identifies traffic that can be offloaded to SPU or NPU versus traffic that must be processed by the CPU. You will also configure and troubleshoot session helpers and ALGs, manage conserve mode issues, and monitor hardware acceleration and performance metrics at the kernel level. High availability accounts for 15% of the exam, is hard, and requires about 10 hours of study with scenario-based assessment. Here you will deploy and maintain FortiGate clusters using FGCP in active passive and active modes and understand HA election and override settings. The domain covers session synchronization and failover, virtual clustering for multi-DOM environments, heartbeat and data link redundancy, and methods to upgrade firmware on HA clusters without downtime. You will also practice monitoring HA status, analyzing related log messages, and troubleshooting synchronization problems. ISEC VPN is 15%, hard, and recommends about 12 hours of study with hands-on and conceptual tasks. You will configure IC Phase 1 and Phase 2 for site-to-site VPNs and implement route-based ISEC with static and dynamic routing. The syllabus includes deploying auto-discovery VPN for hub and spoke topologies, configuring redundant tunnels and failover, and managing certificate-based ISEC authentication. Practical troubleshooting topics cover IC and ISEC negotiation using debug commands and optimizing VPN performance with NPU offloading to address throughput issues. Dynamic routing makes up 10% of the exam, is hard, and suggests 10 hours of study with scenario-based assessment. This domain covers implementing OSPF in multi-area designs and deploying BGP for multi-homed enterprise networks, including route redistribution between OSPF, BGP, and static routes. You will manage routing tables, prefix lists, and attributes, troubleshoot adjacency and route advertisement problems, and apply BGP communities and traffic engineering techniques. The domain also includes analyzing the routing table, the forwarding information base, and implementing features like graceful restart and BFD for resilience. Troubleshooting is 10%, hard, and estimated at 14 hours of study with scenario-based assessment focused on advanced diagnostics. You will use CLI debug commands and sniffer traces to isolate system-level and packet flow issues, identify causes of high CPU and memory utilization, and diagnose hardware-related problems and disk failures. The domain teaches log analysis on FortiAnalyzer and local FortiGate storage, methods to recover firmware and system files, and ways to identify and mitigate session-related resource exhaustion. Mastering these techniques is essential for resolving complex incidents in production environments. In summary, plan for about 76 hours of focused study across the 7 domains and prioritize hands-on practice with scenario-based tasks. Use the domain weights to guide how much time you spend on each area and practice the specific configuration and troubleshooting skills described in the syllabus. Good luck with your preparation and keep steady progress toward NSE 7 Enterprise Firewall 6.4 certification.